Welcome back to Failure at its Finest Hour, episode 33. We got three of us in the building right now. Tony is still at peak. And here's my hot take to start off the episode. Tom Brady could be the next O.J. Simpson.
What do you mean?
And here's why. So,
Okay.
Tom Brady.
I did not expect that, dude.
So, Tom Brady recently got divorced. Chris, you're bleeding a little bit, but I think it's just your volume.
Right.
So anyways, Tom Brady recently got divorced from Giselle, and recently I saw this on Snapchat. This is so funny, and people laugh because I'm 30 years old and I still use Snapchat. But anyways, I saw this on Snapchat. There is an Instagram model whose name I don't really care to, this, that, or the other. She posted a picture of herself at the most recent game this Sunday and was like, oh, this is so great. I get to see the GOAT for the first time. She's from some other country, Slovakia or somewhere. Anyways, and then after this is how bored I was scrolling through my phone. She made that post, and then like a day later, she posted that somebody was showing around Tampa, but nobody knew who it was. So I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then that Tom's just like on the rebound already, just getting after it. So then I also saw that Giselle was seen in Costa Rica, her and Tom's kids, and her jiu-jitsu instructor, Joaquim Valente.
Pete Davidson.
And so some people were saying that Tom, it's like just like they're trying to get back at each other for whatever reason. Like they're adults, they got divorced, and now they're just like trying to whatever on social media. And in my head, I was like, holy shit, this could turn into an O.J. Simpson thing. You know the story of O.J. Simpson, right? The fucking waiter, Ron Goldman. She goes out to Nicole Brown Simpson goes out to the restaurant all the time, sees this waiter. They're like maybe having an affair. He brings her eyeglasses back to the residence, and then OJ fucking just snaps and tries to rip everybody's head off and ends up killing him, which he was acquitted, but then they had the whole civil suit and all this stuff.
This is all allegedly.
So, well, the civil suit actually happened. He actually like he got fined like $33 million or whatever, and they deemed that he was responsible for the death because of the glove and the blood. But this is all after like the initial jury trial, right?
That is fucking wild how that shit works, dude.
So in Tom Brady recently, you've seen him. He's like fucking throwing tablets across the fucking 50-yard line and shit, slamming headsets because they're losing. Oh yeah, there's videos all over the place. Wow. He's like crumbling right now. And divorce is sad, and domestic violence is no fucking joke.
Well, dude, he's got CTE, I'm sure.
But I mean, sorry, my lights are going wild right now.
I'm having a seizure.
You might have to put in your headphones, Chris, too, because we're getting some bleed.
What do you mean bleed? Like you can hear you?
I can hear you. Like I can hear your computer speakers, and I know you didn't want to wear headphones, but
okay, they're going in.
Awesome. So that's my hot take. I'm not saying Tom's gonna do it, and Tom, if you're listening, please don't do it.
Joke. No. It was for Tony. Tony's gonna have to edit. Sorry, buddy. Miss you.
Okay, so you think that Tom Brady's temper and all the things that he's going on with Giselle, I just don't think he could be the murderer. He's a bajillionaire.
I don't think so either.
Though they were all professionals.
They were.
You know what Tom Brady is though? Is like he's been tossing tablets and losing his fucking.
I mean, he's been freaking out.
He's been doing that for like 5 years, dude. He's been.
Oh, really?
Like he was doing that shit in New England a little bit. Yeah.
He's fucking 45 years old, right?
Like, well, that's the thing. He's at the height of his.
You get when you're one of the most gifted players to ever play the game. The most Super Bowl rings. The fucking he's the GOAT. Like. And then, like, he has these fucking high-ass expectations of himself, obviously, because he's a fucking, like, professional athlete. So, like, he, has high expectations. And when he doesn't do well, he gets fucking pissed. And, like, he doesn't know how to control his anger because honestly, he's really just used to winning all the time.
Yeah. Well, and it
Like
makes
that's
you
what it is.
wonder
Like
if he can't.
he's a really bad loser, and he's really bad. He's a really poor sport because like you watch some of the games that they lose. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it'd be different, but then like there'll be some games where it's like he won't even like go like shake the hands of like the other QB or coach. Like he'll just fucking walk off the field like they're big.
Tom,
So that's
come
I'm
on.
wondering if he's competing. Luckily, Joaquin Valente is a jiu-jitsu instructor, so I think he knows his way around.
Yeah, give it
But
a
if he goes
fucking-
OJ on him and he's got a knife, imagine the rage of a professional athlete. Imagine the rage of somebody who's physically strong. Now I don't know how many what Tom's benching, but if he's going up against a jiu-jitsu instructor,
He's gonna
let's
get bumped the fuck up.
let's assume Tom has a knife. Let's assume he goes full OJ and Joaquin Valente and poor Giselle. What if? That's all I'm saying. What if he snaps? What if he goes just cuckoo? He just can't handle it anymore. You got to think about this. What came back from retirement and got shut down in the Super Bowl. Got shut down.
But he's getting paid though, dude.
Won the Super Bowl, won his last Super Bowl, retired, came back, got shut down by a team run by a team whose quarterback was a team whose quarterback
Macaulay Culkin
went 0-16 a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
How embarrassing. I'm trying to think of an analogy that would make that make sense, and I wish Tony was here. He's probably gonna be bummed that he didn't get to be in on this conversation, or he might cut the whole thing. Who knows if this makes sense.
Wait, who won the Super Bowl last year? Jesus, the Lions,
the Detroit Rams, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Speaking of which, so enough of this murder talk. Don't go crazy, Tom. But anyways, the Lions.
Wow.
How do we feel about the Lions?
I'm almost ready to denounce my leaving of fanhood from Detroit. I'm this close to being a Lions fan again, but
you got the wings shirt on right now. I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah. God, say go Wings.
The Wings are doing not too bad.
They're doing all right.
But anyways,
but that fucking dude, the Lions are sniffing in the hunt right now.
They are.
They're at like the bottom of the barrel. Like,
yeah, they're at the very bottom.
Like just fucking.
So they would need to win their next four.
Fucking lives right now.
They would need to win their next 4 games. They would.
They have to win out. They have to win out to win the division.
And Minnesota would need to lose out essentially.
Well, they could still get a wild card spot, but they're gonna.
That's true.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to. I mean, what are they? Fucking 6 and 7?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they'll have to
two more division matchups against the Green Bay Packers and the Bears.
I think
after Carolina and the Jets
get in with 9 wins.
Man, I couldn't. After how many years not in the playoffs? I gotta look that up. When the last time the Lions were in the playoffs?
2000 and fuck. I just saw it was like 16 or something.
2000 and fuck.
It was 2016. They lost the wild card round. They've been to playoffs a total of 12 times in 63 seasons. Good grief.
It's not horrible. It's not horrible.
That was also the same year that the Lions won the division too.
Yeah.
2016.
Oh, was it really? I did not know that. I like watch sports, but I literally can't retain any fucking information from.
I just remember seeing something about it. I was like, they were talking about how either the Vikings or the Packers are gonna. The Vikings are the. I mean, if the Vikings lose the division, like I'm probably like, I'm never watching fucking football again. Like, I will put my hand on whatever fucking piece of goddamn book, like whatever book you want me to, and fucking swear to it. Like, if they fucking don't win the NFC North,
you're gonna burn your Vikings gear.
I will go on Facebook Live and burn all my Vikings stuff and never fucking watch a football game.
Are you gonna?
Can we digitally shake on that?
Can we take that to the bank?
We're fucking 10-3 right now, and if we don't fucking win the division, I will literally light all my shit on fire.
Well, I think the Packers are gonna lay an egg this year, and I don't think the
Dylan-
Bears are gonna do it either.
But the thing is,
Dylan is so fucking serious right now.
the Vikings have more divisional wins than the Lions do. I'm pretty sure.
They do.
Yes.
As of now.
If the Vikings would have won the game against the Lions, they would have been in the
They clinched
playoffs.
the division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have won division.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, they would have had that spot.
Classic Detroit, not being that great, but always putting a fucking wrench in the tire for everyone.
Just think, they went 7 games. They were 1-6 through their first 7 games. 1-6.
Yeah.
And now they're on a hot one. They're on a absolute heater.
They've been 5-1 the last 6 games, right?
And it's kind of disgusting because I as I've been watching, like I'll like jump in here or there, watch like half a game, and they'll be
Oh, dude,
up.
I've been watching the whole fucking thing lately.
But and I should be, but I've got other stuff I'm doing. And I honestly, I've been poisoned. I've been like, when I watch games, I'm like, no, they're gonna blow it here. Just wait, they'll blow it, and then they haven't been blowing it, which I've been shocked. And now
That's part of the process. You keep doubting it.
The Carolina Panthers, which I would hope is a throwaway game. I don't know what their record is, but then the Jets.
Panthers are like the Little Giants. Ever watch that movie?
Yeah.
A bunch of fucking special ass kids running around.
Giants or the Panthers are the fucking Lions right now.
The roles have been reversed.
Yeah.
But then they have the super defensive Jets.
They should change the cat names between who's the worst team, and they should just give the Lions to the worst cat team.
Oh my
What is it? The Bengals, the Jaguars, the Panthers, the Lions.
Bengals are
Doing
in
pretty
the middle
all
of
right.
the pack. Like they'll probably get in.
They just
less
spanked
than a wild card
Cleveland.
spot.
And
How
I'm
about
the
this?
about what?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it, man.
Did you guys watch the fights on Saturday?
No, you texted me, and I
Oh my god!
I got a funny
dude.
story from the weekend about that. But no, what? Yeah, what was? Do you remember the cards? Do you remember what the deal was?
I was really mainly watching for the Paddy Pimblett fight.
Oh, okay.
He's that new guy from
Yep.
Liverpool. But dude, it was such a fucking bogus fight. Like the first 2 rounds, like I think he definitely lost. He got his ass kicked the first round. And the second round was probably a draw, and he barely knocked this guy out in the 3rd round. Like they call it a technical.
Yeah.
And the guy was like standing up and fine. And then like Dana White's like shaking his hand, and like they just wanted a new poster boy for the UFC, is what everyone says.
Oh, okay.
But I fucking like the dude, and
Yeah.
it sucks because the fight was kind of bullshit. But
I thought it was a unanimous decision.
no, you're thinking of the final fight with the fucking Blachowicz or Blachowicz and that dude from Dagestan. That was a draw. That was a draw. But that Paddy fight, like it was like that Sean O'Malley fight when Sean O'Malley barely beat that dude, and then Dana came and shook his hand. It's like the poster boy of the UFC kind of thing. They just need a new face.
They
kinda.
need marketing plugs.
Mhm.
We also got to think. I mean, like, I don't see. They only have 3 refs to judge, right?
Mhm.
And this has been a thing. I remember because Kelly listens to over 53,000
JREs.
minutes. Kelly,
Yeah,
right?
it's gotta be minutes. There's no way it's hours.
Dude, it was literally 30. Kelly literally, it was 51,082 minutes of Joe Rogan podcast.
So she's microdosing and she's
Oh
drinking
yeah,
ayahuasca.
CBD. She has the
Death
fucking
Stars.
athletic greens. She has all the
The
kill
fucking-
clips.
The kettlebells.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
She
8 kettlebells.
She only eats elk. No, but no, because he also obviously has a lot of UFC fighters, because obviously he's a fucking one of the main commentators for the UFC.
Yeah.
But
Damn, for real?
yeah. No.
Shit.
Shut up.
But no, for real, they were saying like how having 3 refs kind of fucking sucks sometimes, because like when you have a good fight like that, you only get 3 people's perspectives rather than like they were trying to get like 5. They were trying to get 5.
Oh, really?
They were trying to like probably change. like they were like talking about it. Like I don't know if they were actively trying to change it, but just but honestly, like kind of what you said too, like the poster boy, that type of shit. Because like like a ref could like think like a guy won that round, and like another excuse me, not ref, the other judge could think that this dude won the round, but the other guy thinks the other guy won the round. Like you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Right.
so like I just think that's always gonna be a thing. Like like
Yeah, and I mean,
everyone has gonna have their opinion. Like
the thing is too
um,
is that they only like for fights. Do they give points for takedowns and shit?
they get points
Or
for
is
takedowns. They get points for how well they're controlling their opponent. Like I'm not 100%. I
absorbing?
know they get points for takedowns. I know they get points for how many strikes they landed, and like I think
Mhm.
they also get points for like how well
Control.
they like fucking like handled their opponent that round. Like
Mm.
I think that's another. I honestly like I should have did some research, but
Well, I know because
I know
there's.
they get points for takedowns because like there's dudes that will like literally just take people down and
Mhm.
just fuck that. Those are the boring fights. They'll just like
Yeah, it's all
get a
grappling.
takedown and like sit there for
Wrestling.
like they'll do that for like a minute and then they'll get stood up and they'll just do the same shit over and over again. That's what fucking Khabib did. Honestly, Khabib's fights were never very exciting to watch
But
because
so technical, so
yeah,
technical.
yeah,
Um, I don't know.
consistency. But,
But like you see that a lot with like the guys who do mostly BJJ and stuff like that. But like that's why I liked watching Israel Adesanya and like McGregor and Paddy Pemblett too. Like some of those guys, or Bryce Mitchell too, Thug Nasty they call him. A lot of those guys are like stand-up fighters, and I like watching some stand-up like strike game a little bit more than
Yeah.
grappling.
And that's just brutal. Like technical
Yeah,
grappling, getting putting somebody through enough pain or constriction to get them to tap. Yes, very technical, very
dude, that's
skilled.
exhausting though.
But guys that back when what was the precursor to the UFC, there was like
It
the
was
one fighter or whatever it was called, or
it was UFC, but it was like
dude,
MMA,
so the
UFC
UFC
one.
literally used to be so like
there used to
there
be
was
an
no fucking weight classes.
It was mixed martial arts. It was
Like it was like
everything.
literally just an all out like this dude versus this fucking dude. Like one
Hmm.
guy would wrestle, one guy would be like
A
a
sumo
fucking
wrestler.
street fighter.
yeah,
Like
dude.
Yeah,
What in the world was that called?
there was no like weight classes. Like there I mean there
dude.
was
Aaron, look up UFC one.
yeah.
It's the like one of the first UFCs, and it was like a fucking round robin of all these fighters. When this shit first started, you would have dudes with like a boxing glove, and then the other hand is like bare with tape,
Yeah.
and then you'd have like a Greco-Roman wrestler fighting a guy in a fucking karate outfit. Like it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
crazy.
There used to be
But the
another thing before the UFC, and I
Is it
can't.
the
It's like,
Ultimate Fighter,
yeah, it was like
Pride? Pride?
Pride.
the
That's what it was, dude.
Pride.
Those are
Oh,
brutal.
yeah, Pride fights are, yeah,
You know
those are
what are
good.
brutal, dude? You want to see some fucked up and some crazy ass shit is the bare knuckle brawling.
Dude, this is a perfect fucking segue into shit that I wanted to talk about
Dude,
tonight.
you watch it's like totally like the same shit
Do you
essentially.
see the fucking knots on those guys' heads after the fights, dude?
Like
Yeah.
these dudes are like it's like
Oh,
the UFC. I mean, just imagine the UFC without gloves.
Yeah, it is the most. It is for first of all, UFC with regulation is one of the most primal sports that has
mhm.
ever existed.
Yeah.
Just shy of going out and wrestling with a bear, um, but let alone the stuff before regulations, and people were just like dying in the ring. Like,
Mm. One guy changed it all.
One of the more recent episodes on the Joe Rogan podcast was was one of the UFC fighters he just fucking had on.
I can
I
tell you,
think it might have been Sean O'Malley. Was it recently? Yeah, so they were basically saying like Joe Rogan
is
was basically saying like
that the
I
dude with
don't
the
know if you guys
rainbow cornrows? Is that the dude with
yeah.
Mhm.
the?
Like I don't know if you guys like Joe Rogan or not, but
Oh yeah,
Yes, I
dude.
do.
they were basically saying
Protect our parts.
that like there even like is gloves because it's like you think about it like you can literally hit a dude with your fucking elbows and your feet like
Hmm.
knees, and like there's no pads there. It's just
Yeah.
like why do you give pads to my hands like not my elbows?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
And there's some
but
theory
you
to say
watch that
that,
bare knuckle brawling and like you see why and it's like holy fuck like
yeah.
dude those
Some
dudes get
people that
fucking
some people say that like the fucking bare knuckle is like less damaging to like for like head trauma and shit, and that the weighted UFC gloves have more weight to them and shit.
well
And I
because
wonder if
it's
that's
also
true.
because when you have the glove on you can actually fucking hit someone harder.
And you're protecting your hand.
Because your hand has that like padding and it has that,
Mm.
like that like the fucking
Oh my gosh.
what's the word I'm looking
I don't,
for?
I don't fucking know.
I'm watching this bare knuckle bare
Oh,
Like
knuckle
it's all like
the-
locked
Fight
in. It
Club.
has that,
Yeah, it keeps your
Silent.
wrist tight, so it stops it from straining, breaking your wrist. But
It's all
dude,
like compact and like it's like
yeah,
but
dude,
you
I know
have
what
your
you mean.
bare knuckle. I'm pretty sure they can still tape their knuckles in the bare knuckle brawling
They do, yeah.
to a certain extent.
I would hope
Dude,
so.
you know what else is fucking crazy that I've been watching a little bit of? They have there's a few things that are pretty nuts. There's the fucking team mixed martial arts. Have you seen the team MMA fights?
No,
It's
Yeah.
like 5 versus 5.
There's
What?
some
or
crazy
something like-
shit in Asia, man.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
gosh.
And then there's like ones where it's like massive brawls, like huge like teams of people beating the shit out of each other
Yeah.
with no refs.
I'm watching it right now on YouTube. It's 5 versus 5 team MMA fighting USA
Yeah, that's
versus
just crazy.
There is
USA
so
versus
much
Russia.
fucking crazy shit.
It's a
Dude,
lot.
fucking phone booth boxing. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah,
No.
that's Russian as fuck, dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Phone booth
Dude,
boxing?
yes, phone booth boxing.
Hold
You should
on.
shout out to the YouTube.
I'm looking it up on YouTube right now.
Dude,
What?
it's literally
fucking
like there'll be two guys.
It's all in
girls,
Russia, dude.
There'll be two
Yep.
people in a fucking phone booth, and they literally just
Shit out of each other.
they shut the fucking doors and
Wait.
they just go at it.
I
Like,
think they
just beat the
tape
shit
one
out
of
each
their.
other.
I think they only have one hand, or I could be wrong.
Dude, hold on. I'm going for. We're sharing this right now, dude. This episode is gonna be off the rails. Share the screen. Here we
You're
go.
here for a banger episode. Oh, dude.
Oh yeah,
This is just a shout out to who is this on YouTube? Bread for Brain on YouTube.
He's got
oh,
CTE.
man.
Oh my god, that dude's huge.
They got bare knuckles too, man. They don't have fucking gloves on.
Oh my!
Oh, bro.
I don't even know if we can show
It's
this.
yeah, you
I mean-
can, dude. It's 1 minute, a 1 minute round of just elbows and fucking body shots, knees. Oh
What
my
in-
god.
Look at the ref on the outside.
And
of
the ref
door.
is just holding the door shut. He's like, guys, chill out, chill out.
Yeah, this is
Like
like
a
a
guy just like letting him take his fucking.
this is
Dude,
Russia.
do you see
Russia.
the ref like sticking his arm in there to like still ref as
Yeah.
it's happening?
Well, how are you even reffing this? This is such a. This is literally. It's in Russia.
He's like, put that shank away. Put that shank
I'm
away.
sure there's like a handful of fucking rules.
Oh, he knocked him out.
Oh, dude, that dude's out cold. He's like, get up, you bitch.
Oh
I don't know
Dropped
how to
him.
speak Russian, but he's saying get up, pussy in Russian.
I can't even believe this.
Bliet.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh!
god, dude.
This for the listener. We are watching in a red telephone booth, like a London telephone booth, but it's in Russia. And look at them, they're smacking each other. Look at this. This is comical, dude.
You've got
Oh
about
Gosh.
Dude, these
You've got
guys are
about-
on meth. Dude,
Yeah.
these guys are on fucking like meth. Yeah.
oh my god. You've got
Oh.
about what 6 dudes with their arms on the phone booth holding it up. They're slapping each other. This guy's got tattoos on his face. Oh my god.
They're just slapping each other. What are they doing? Oh my!
It's a horrible fight. They're too weak to knock each other out, dude.
Dude,
Apparently-
sometimes open hand slaps will fuck you up more though.
Oh, he got him. He dropped him. Oh,
This is going to be a very interesting one for the YouTube.
all right. All right. So that's phone booth boxing, and then there's one more.
Yeah, what do you got,
fucking
Chris?
car jujitsu.
Car.
Fucking yeah.
Car-
I don't know if it's called car jitsu or just car UFC or car. Dude, it's crazy.
So are
I
Wait,
think
while
these guys,
you-
and
wait, you're-
oh
you're
hold on.
fucking lying
Are
about
they
it.
in a car?
they're in a vehicle, and they fight each other, and you have to submit the person or knock the person out in the vehicle, and you can use the seatbelt and everything in the car.
Shut up. So
Yes.
it's like a cage match for wrestling,
It's like the
and there's
Hunger
props,
Games.
dude.
It's,
What?
it's crazy shit.
Oh my gosh, this is like. So wait a minute. People get in. All right,
Passenger of a car.
Davidson versus Felton. Here we go. We're gonna share the screen again.
Pete Davidson.
This no. This is
Your beard is weird.
Your beard is
Okay.
weird.
Okay. Oh, he's got okay. Mouse guard in the
Mouth
ear.
guard in?
I wonder if I can full screen.
Are
this.
they Russian?
I don't know. Yeah, it's called
Turn your volume up,
Karjitsu.
Aaron.
Karjitsu, dude. What in the world? Obviously, there's
Like-
going to be there's.
They're like,
there's
hey
no-
man, how did you come up with the idea? Well, I was like just at my house one night, and I was like just thinking how cool.
Wait, it's gonna be
jiu-jitsu is, and, like,
guy. It's a guy versus a girl. What?
ooh,
What
equal
in the
rights.
world?
Okay,
now
okay,
it's
here
a,
we go.
Those are fun.
Oh my gosh! So for the listener, these folks are in. I don't even know how this can be. a
They're
podcast
buckling
They're
up. They're
buckling
both
up. They have to
they're
buckle up
both
first.
putting their seatbelts on. There's two guys sitting next to each other.
3 minutes.
Dude, how do you
One
keep this
guy
straight?
is almost smiling. They unbuckle. Oh my god, white guy's on top. He's feeding them blows. They're grappling. He's on the steering wheel. I wonder if they deactivate the horn for this. Do you think?
I
Probably
would hope
disconnect the
not.
battery. Yeah, they have to. Just think.
Oh,
Just think
no.
of like turning it on, like you turn like the windshield wipers on,
Dude, there's no. It doesn't look like they're striking at all.
or you turn the
This is
radio
gonna-
on. I'm pretty sure it's just grappling. It's probably just like jujitsu.
Turn the wipers on.
They got the okay. So flashers have got to be on. Wipers are on full blast.
You think they're pulled over?
I wonder if there's a
They
guy.
disconnect
I wonder if
battery.
the guy on top is trying to like roll down, move down the seat so that he can get more movement. Oh, did he tap
You
already?
can do that. He did tap.
Man,
Oh, he used the
Wrap the
seatbelt.
seatbelt
He
around
submitted
him.
him with the seatbelt.
what in the world,
Dude, that's fucking wild.
Where-
Got him with the fucking seatbelt choke right there.
Chris? What? Okay, here's one. They're in the. They're
Oh, they moved.
moving
They got
the
in
back seat. Oh,
Oh,
he's
the
got him.
second round is in the back seat, I think. Oh, he's got him in the rear naked, dude.
This is so.
Wow.
This is so ridiculous. Where did you?
This is honestly like
Where did you see this, Chris?
this is.
I don't know,
I'm sorry,
dude.
man, but that's stupid.
My kids go to bed. I smoke weed. I
Like
spend
that's
hours
it's
on the
funny
internet.
for like the first minute, but now I'm just like,
car jitsu.
how is this a
dude.
thing?
Oh my gosh.
Karjitsu. And it's super technical. Like these
That's
guys
like
are
the
grappling.
what was it? The MX. Oh my god, do you remember that TV show?
Oh,
MXE or
dude.
something.
Oh,
What
what the
is it? Is it
fucking
a fighting show?
with the
Let's
Asian
go, get
announcers.
eliminated.
And they're running away from the stones.
Like Ninja
It's like
Warrior?
MXC or something like that.
MXC, dude. I think it was MXC.
Dude, I have
It was like
no,
dumb like that.
I
It
have
was
no
like,
idea.
It was so stupid. It was funny.
What's the concept here? What's the concept?
It was this Japanese Asian. I don't want to label it. It was a
For sure, it was
Asian
Japanese.
game show, and it
Yeah.
had 3 announcers, but they were like these yuck like comedy announcers, and it was all English dubbed.
Show with all the
Oh,
balls.
So they,
so it
were
was
they
just
were
like-
like they were
Aaron-
like talking
Aaron, it's like the American version of like Wipeout.
pretty much.
But it
Okay.
was
And there's,
way
like-
more. You know what Wipeout is, Aaron?
Yeah.
So it was
So
like
there's,
more
like-
intense. Like dudes would get fucked up and the shit.
Yeah, like there's this one where like they're rolling downhill and you have to tuck into a wall before these big boulders roll over you, like these big.
Yeah, it was like the American version of that.
Yeah, it was MXC. Most MXC most painful eliminations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just
Oh, I
crazy.
know, and these guys are in like the
it's-
the outfits, like the I don't know if
Yeah.
that's traditional to what
yeah,
culture,
and they're like,
but
oh, and they fall.
Yeah, they were all. I'm pretty sure they were Japanese.
interesting. Wow.
But going back
The
to
dubbing
UFC
is
before we
hilarious.
get off this tangent, I always thought it'd be cool. I talked about this a few times, and I'm just with Kelly, but it'd be cool like if you had the weight divisions like you do right now, right?
Mhm.
But so like you have all the champions of every weight division, right? And
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
even like if a female wanted to fucking be like, hey, I'm gonna throw my hat in,
Yeah.
like fucking
go
do it
for it.
anyways. So like basically they make like a giant like fucking like single elimination
Big
fucking
bracket.
bracket of everyone. And then like basically like it's like a last man standing or last person standing.
Yeah, it'd have to be like the
And then
highlight.
there-
There
and, like-
can only be one.
Like no matter
Highlander.
what the weight class, like there's no weight classes, nothing. It's like 1v1, like straight
Yeah.
up like normal UFC rules, but
best
they're
of the best.
like the ultimate fighter. And
How would
they
how
get,
would
like,
they?
a fucking like they should do something like that. I don't know.
$1
Like
billion
know-
is the prize.
I know
Okay,
it wouldn't be. I know it's like it wouldn't be fair to a certain extent, but at the same time, like there's some crazy ass people out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for
Mhm.
sure.
It's like just
The-
thinking about like
I
like
saw,
a dude like John Jones going up against someone that's like 130 pounds probably isn't very like
Yeah, 'cause-
Francis
And he's on roids,
Ngannou,
so
like just murdering some fucking like 150-pound dude.
I
He's
s-
like
Francis
100 pounds on him.
Ngannou
His fist is
exploding
as big as
someone's
his
head.
fucking head. But I'm just saying, like, Like you don't have to, like you can like totally like make it so it's like it's a volunteer thing. Like you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna lose your belt, but like if you want to be like considered as the best fighter,
Yeah.
like you can like throw your hat in it. Like, hey, I volunteer. We're gonna fucking do this tournament, and like we're gonna see who the best fighter in the entire UFC is.
Dude,
Yeah.
we'll call it the BFC, the Best Fighter Championship.
The BFC.
Yeah,
I know, like
big fucking.
I know it'll never happen, but it'd be pretty cool. I know,
That'd be
it
sweet.
wouldn't happen because like obviously like the risk of injury, all that type. That's the biggest thing probably, the risk of
Okay.
injury.
Hear me out here.
'Cause
What
these dudes
about
sign like contracts and stuff, you know what I mean, to like,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, to fight. Like they don't
Right.
sign a contract just to get beat up by someone that's fucking 100 pounds more than them.
and a lot of these guys have winning streaks that they're not willing to fuck up either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Don't
at
the
want
same
to
time, like,
damage the record.
If you're a professional athlete, well, excuse me, if you're a fucking professional like fighter and like you're literally like in that mindset where like you know you care about your fucking your rep, right? Your reputation.
Mhm.
And someone calls you out and be like, "Oh, you're fucking scared to enter this tournament. You're champion." Like,
Yeah, you won't join.
like
You won't.
and like all these dudes be like, "Dude, I'm gonna fucking enter this tournament. I don't give a fuck what happens." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
We'd probably
Get
see.
Jake Paul in there.
We'd probably So we'd have Jake Paul. We'd have Khabib Nurmagomedov. We would have
Wow, I can't
we would
say
have
that.
Floyd Mayweather. We'd have Ronda Rousey. We'd
Yeah,
have Connor for sure.
no,
You'd
I'm
have
saying
Cyborg.
If we went back to like original, what Pride rules or the original like the old school like non-regulated UFC, because
Well,
I mean
dude,
there'd
it's
have
still
to be some
non-regulated, Aaron.
there'd have to be some regulations, but you'd have to essentially sign a waiver saying you're gonna get your ass beat.
Well, no,
But
Aaron,
there'd be some
technically
crazy upsets though.
Yeah, technically, a dude still could enter the octagon and do whatever style he wants. It's still the same.
Yeah,
It's mixed martial arts, but Brazilian jiu-jitsu just changed it so much that there's really none of that other shit anymore.
yeah. I mean,
It's
there's
just such-
there's Muay Thai and Krav Maga
like,
and all this stuff
you
too.
got-
that-
Well,
You
Krav
got the
Maga's for
people
killing
that-
people.
but
got
still,
you
they
got-
use it. They still use
you
it.
got the people that, you know, they're,
No, they don't.
you know, double black belts in BJJ. Then you have the guys that are like Randy Couture. Like he wasn't a fucking BJJ. Like he was a world class like wrestler. Like he was an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
he
who was that
fucking
dude who
go
played
around.
for the
Same thing with
Vikings?
fucking like Brock Lesnar. Like he wasn't
Yeah.
he was just a fucking animal, and he was a wrestler.
And he won titles in the UFC. Brock
And then you also
Lesnar
have
was a
guys that
good
are
fucking
like,
fighter.
Israel Zanya, where like he's a striker. Like he was a fucking Muay Thai guy. Like
Style bender. Yep.
he's a fucking like a so like that's the UFC is fucking awesome. But it would be
I
cool
love
if they
it.
just had like one big battle royale like once a year.
Yeah,
Pretty
just
sweet.
to.
You know what I
So-
mean? Like once like every other year. You know what I mean? Like something cool.
Have you guys ever watched the the Barstool Sports
Rough and rowdy.
Rough and Rowdy, dude?
Oh,
yeah,
hell
that
yeah.
shit's fucking that shit is rowdy, bro.
Dude, just
Yeah, dude.
just-
I love the guys advertising themselves before the fight. I'm Dallas McGallis from Arkansas, and I'm gonna fuck this boy up.
in fucking basketball shorts,
Basketball shorts and cowboy boots. And he's like,
basketball shorts,
I'm
cowboy
the
boots,
toughest fighter east
And-
of the Mississippi.
and a Monster Energy drink T-shirt. Dude, it's like smokes a whole pack of Marbreds before he steps out into the ring.
Dude, and then you got
That-
these guys just get gassed after the first 30
Oh yeah,
seconds.
dude. they can barely have 60-second rounds because these guys are just
Dude.
like never been in like a real fight. It's
throwing
interesting.
hay,
though.
throwing hay harder than their combine does.
Yeah, just- they're just sailing in from left and right, like
Yeah, doing a
Nobody's-
full
there's-
360 punch.
yeah,
Not
not a jab was thrown during any of those. It's
one punch was aimed.
it's really fascinating. I mean, me and some of the guys down here, my roommates and another buddy, we would like for a while there we watched 2 in a row, and we were trying to line up the third, but I think there was a conflict. But we had the girls, everybody's significant other, girlfriend, wife, whatever you call them. We had all of them sitting on it, and they were pissed because you got like the
This is
trailer,
fucking
you got like
boring.
the trailer park princess, like card girls. Oh, it's so
Oh,
terrible.
dude.
And then
Oh my god.
and then we're all just like, oh my gosh. It's a bunch of guys, getting, drinking. I think we had a keg at one of them. And then and we're just like, people are falling off chairs laughing because it's just terrible. It was definitely the wrong environment for the girls to be around.
Yeah, trailer park Tammy holding the cards.
Yeah.
Fucking for fucking Mercedes.
It's more C-section scars and fucking.
Oh.
Oh no.
Dude, they pay the card girls in methadone.
Probably. Dude, I don't know how we're gonna air this episode, but we're for sure gonna send this to Tony. Tony's gonna have the final say on this one. We're just gonna say, hey, just listen to it.
You started it, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You
Dude,
always do.
What's our next topic here? We got some national holidays here that are absolutely awful.
Get into it.
National holidays of December 15th. Well, first of all, it's Bill of Rights Day.
What the fuck does that mean?
Recognizes the importance of the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution passed by Congress on my birthday in 1789.
I know my second.
You're damn right. We've got International Tea Day. Step aside coffee and Coca-Cola. We drink the most popular beverage in the world today. Across the world, tea is the beverage. National Cupcake Day.
Fucking cupcake.
National
cupcake in my face tomorrow.
National Lemon Cupcake Day.
Lemon?
You said you're gonna
lemon cupcake or just in general?
No, it's both apparently. Apparently they made a special exception. National Cat
Kinda
Herders
conscious,
Day.
so.
Chris, how do you feel?
Herders?
Chris, how do you feel about cats?
I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm sorry, cat owners. I fucking hate them.
What's the cat situation around your house in the summertime?
Around my house?
Yeah, you got a sandbox.
Digging in my fucking garden, digging in my sandbox, taking shits. The other day, came out on the porch, a fucking cat coiled one up on my fucking back porch. What kind of fucking cat poops on a porch?
Dude, I swear to God, cats can sense when people don't like them, and they just fuck with people that don't like them.
I think I've put a fatwa on myself against the cat community
Because I literally never had a cat
do.
like, do something like negative towards me.
And no, dude, I don't hate your cats. I don't hate most people's cats. I hate the
opinion, bro.
I just don't like the cats that are like outside, like
shifty cats.
just fucking shifty gray cats that haven't been brushed. Yeah, they're all gray.
They haven't been brushed.
Yeah, I'm racist.
That's one of the main.
Yeah.
Not being brushed isn't a race. What? Dude.
And they're just fucking dude. One day I'm sipping my cup of coffee, summer morning, right? Fucking dark out, like sun is rising. And I'm like sipping my cup of coffee, admiring my garden. And there I see a cat with his ass like way in the air with his tail sticking up. Just fucking shitting in my fucking pumpkins. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go get my airsoft gun. By the time I get the airsoft gun, he's fleed.
Yeah,
so
you're just gonna give him a little kiss just to get him to get out of there.
Yeah.
Dude.
But anyways, the fucking neighbors said that someone poisoned all their cats.
Oh jeez.
And a bunch of their cats died. Well, 2 cats died in the neighborhood. And obviously the fucking fingers are pointed at me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if it's an outside cat, it's gonna get any sort of. They're eating trash. They're eating whatever they can find. They're eating food. They're food.
Oh, dude.
They're
little garbage bandits.
Human. Yeah, they're like raccoons, basically.
Yeah, they're trash pandas. They are. Wild cats, they're raccoons.
They're just eating whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways. So I got for the cat community.
Yeah, dude.
Pets. I'm not anti-pet. I don't have any.
What would be an acceptable pet for you to have?
Lizard, fish.
Dude, lizard would fish. I'm not
You
down.
want a fucking dog, Chris?
No, dude, they shit in the yard.
Yeah. Then you gotta hit it with
They
a
shit in the
lawnmower.
yard. And then I gotta fucking discipline another thing. I got fucking 3 kids to discipline.
I'm glad you didn't count your wife in that. Thanks for that. That's good. That's good. Then, anyways,
What, disciplining my wife?
yeah.
Oh,
I
dude.
said I got 3 kids. I know you were gonna say 3 kids and a wife to discipline. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I really wanted to get a snake. Really
Mm.
down on the python game. Really down
Pause.
on getting a ball python for sure.
You're down. You're willing to go down on a python?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What would you get, a ball python, do you think, realistically?
Yeah, one's they got all these reptile shows and all this crazy shit going on down here. All these fruitcakes and their fucking snakes and lizards and geckos and chameleons and shit. And I was just like, that's a cool. So I guess it's all stemmed. There's a resident at the property that I work at. He had a bunch of them. He had multiple different like cages or.
And you want to be
glass
that guy?
No, I don't want to have 10 of them. I just want to have one. Just cool, you're watching the Lions hopefully win on a Sunday. You go down to the cage, you pluck them out, you chuck them on the couch, throw a heated blanket on them, and he just hangs out with you there. You're eating hot.
That ain't it.
There's a snake. Yeah, it's just
That
kind of a
fucking
cool.
ain't it, dude. That is a snake.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I tell you what, I've never not had the jump on every snake that I've encountered. I'm
Dude.
always ready for snakes. I've never been surprised by a snake.
Even a grass snake. I'm like, ho!
I don't mind snakes, but I don't. My biggest thing is like
They do stink.
the fucking the venomous ones. You gotta watch out for them boys.
Especially when you live there.
You're in a different ball game. You're in a different.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the fucking the water moccasins and there's
Coral snakes.
There's actually been. It's not really super common, but there is a population of fucking eastern diamondback rattlesnakes here.
Damn.
Did you know there's rattlers in Lower Michigan?
I've heard that. They like really low, like Indiana almost.
There's something.
Lower
No, dude. I went to this fucking
what
tree arboretum thing in Ann Arbor, and they had warning signs for like eastern Saginaw or whatever. So I can't remember what it was, but it was like a northern rattlesnake, pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that. I know when I went.
And Stone Cold I was walking, and Stone Cold Steve Austin was like lurking. He's like, "Watch out for the rattlesnake up in here." Stone Cold's up in here taking a big old shit.
Dude, Chris, your Stone Cold Steve Austin's impression is second to none.
Dude, so it's funny that you talk about snakes, Aaron. I would love to have a reptile, of any sort, like a lizard, snake, iguana.
Yeah, iguanas, chameleons would be cool. I don't know if they're
chameleon. Iguana would be a lot of work, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't enjoy having a fucking iguana.
Yeah, I think snakes are easy. You get them, you get
but
mice. I don't know.
I work with a guy. He has a fucking pet snake. He just got it probably. Oh, let me say like 5, 6. Let's just say 6 months ago. He probably fucking got it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird because he like bought it from a breeder. I'm pretty sure it was a python. I can't remember the exact, like, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was just like a ball python or something else. It was a python. I know for sure it was. But he got it shipped. It's weird because they mail it to you in a fucking box
with like holes punched in it.
So he's like, yeah, I was like, I'm waiting for my snake to come in. I was talking to him because he had a snake before. He actually actually ended up dying. Of unnatural causes. It got like stuck somewhere and like he couldn't get out. He basically had to like kill it because like it was like gonna die anyways. But anyways, that's another long story.
Yeah.
He ordered another snake. He's like waiting for it in the mail, and they mail it to you. And apparently, obviously they have like a good little box for it. But
it's my snake in a box.
And like you buy these like little like dead mice.
Yep.
They're like little.
Chuck them in the freezer and then thaw them
and,
out.
He said the snake literally didn't eat for like 2 months after he got it. Like it was didn't eat. He would try to feed it all the time. And something that you have to do with apparently the younger snakes that are like not like wild snakes is you kind of have to. He basically is like you have to like piss them off because like that's like when they'll start trying to fucking strike.
Oh,
Mhm.
and then they'll strike.
And
And
then
then
they'll get aggressive, but like
yeah.
she was like the snake is just she, and she wasn't not very aggressive at all for like the first like 2 or 3 months. And then finally, like one day he sent me a video. He's like, she finally ate, and like now she eats like all the time, and like she gets like, um, and she's grown a lot. But it's really cool that you said that because I kind of want a snake, dude.
Dude, do you think that every time you open a box with a snake in it, it's like a jump scare? Like no matter what you open, it's like, wow, yo, fucking snake in there. Like you forgot.
Well, dude, like the thing is,
You
like
forgot that you
fucking
ordered an
died.
animal
the
on
thing
the
is, like
internet.
they're super like mellow, like
Yeah.
Yeah, very chill.
Imagine drunk ordering a fucking python and you're like,
he always says like, yeah, he's like, I was just like sitting around and like I was letting fucking hit the snake is name the snake's name is Ducky.
That's even
He's
better.
like, yeah, I was just like letting Ducky. He's like, yeah, I was just fucking like sitting there all day, and like Ducky was just like chilling on the fucking couch, like crawling
Yeah.
around,
See,
like
that's I'm all about like semi-exotic pets. I mean, I
it's not
guess
like
a
it's trying
snake
to
is
kill you because like
yeah,
one, you're way too fucking big.
yeah.
Two, like it knows you feed it, and three, like I don't know a third one, but you're just too fucking big.
yeah. Oh, bro, did I ever tell you guys about when my dad was a science teacher and uh watched another teacher snakes for like a year while he was deployed?
Oh, that's BA, right?
Yeah, remember
You
he
what?
was in the garden deployed?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my dad and him, he was the my dad was the chemistry teacher and
Yep.
BA was the bio teacher, I believe.
Something
And
like that. Yeah.
or vice no, my dad was either way. He had two ball pythons in that cage. And basically so many fucking well, there was two things that happened with these snakes. The first thing that happened, well, me and my dad used to have to go to that pet store in Duncan.
Oh, really?
Or
Donkin?
There's a pet store out there?
There
or was
used
it
to
in,
be
yeah, or was it in Toivola or something?
no,
Either way, dude, either
By
one.
Jeffers.
no,
It
it
was by
wasn't Donkin.
Jeffers.
It was Painesdale.
Yeah,
If
Painesdale.
any listeners have made it to this point on this podcast, they're gonna shit themselves that there was a pet
Yeah.
store in Donkin or Toyota.
Yeah. But anyways,
Holy
my dad would
shit.
go and buy like a Cool Whip container like once a week of live mice.
Oh, live mice?
Yeah, and he would keep the mice alive all week in like a separate cage and
Yeah.
then feed them to the snakes.
Oh,
But then the snakes started getting fucking picky. So you'd have to flick them in the head and kill them, but had to make sure they were warm enough still for the snakes to eat so that he would have to like nuke them a little bit, like microwave them. Then the snakes would eat them. But one day on a fucking Saturday, the snakes got out of the fucking cage in the school because the cage was in the school, in the classroom.
I heard about this. I heard about this snake, this Ocean's 13
Dude.
couple of snakes that got loose. Like
We
very
looked-
briefly, but tell
Yeah,
me.
and it was my dad and my sister and I think maybe my Uncle Scott or maybe my dad's buddy. I don't. It might have just been my dad.
Jim Watts may have got in on that.
Yeah, but it was just a Saturday of us looking for fucking ball pythons in the high school, and they were just under the cabinet in the classroom.
Really,
They just escaped and hid.
Never got out the door.
No. And then one time we went on like a big family trip. Like we had this big GMC Astro van, the great big green turd tank.
The
Yeah.
green one, yeah.
And like it was me, my sister, my cousins, my aunt and uncle, my mom and dad, and my grandma all in the car. And we went to a movie. And then my dad had picked up some mice on the way home. And my uncle Eddie was at first joking, going, "What if the mice got out? What if the mice escaped, chewed their way out of the container, and they're all over the van?" And my auntie Amy's going, "That's not funny. That could happen." And he's like, "Well, I'm serious. Maybe they could." And all of a sudden, like we're like 5 minutes away from home, and he just starts chuckling, and he's going, what if those mice got out?" And he's going, "Oh, I think they're out." And they're screaming. And he goes, "No, one's climbing up my pant leg." And he starts fucking slapping at his leg. The whole car erupts as we're driving. Just my dad pulls into the driveway. Everyone piles out. There's fucking mice everywhere. My dad picks up one of the mice, or my mom picks one up and it bites her and she fucking chucks it.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, the snake went hungry.
Yeah,
That
whatever happened to those. One was named Monty. I know that.
oh yeah. I don't know what the other one. Maybe there was one or two, but it was I hate snakes too. Snakes and cats.
Snakes and cats. Oh my gosh. Well,
What
shit.
else? What else we got going on?
So I had an interesting food challenge this weekend. I'll try and be brief. So it's the end of the season, end of the photography season for my girlfriend, and she had done like, I forget how many, 15 weddings or something, and a bunch of other shoots and whatever. She made all this money doing photography. She thought she had been to a photographer party previously and thought it was really cool. So you just charge a little, it's like $10 for admission, get people to show up, give them food and all this stuff. And, you know, they did like a version of Family Feud. So I did the food. So I made the bruschetta for like, they did charcuterie, all this meats and cheeses and crackers and dump.
On a nice wooden plank.
Yeah, correct. Yep. So and I did the bruschetta. So for like, what was it? Like
Don't get me wrong, I fuck with charcuterie.
Oh yeah, dude. So for like 17 people, I was like
that's
ripping
that's a
bruschetta out of the
charcuterie
oven.
fucking 2x4.
Yeah, so I did that on Friday night after work, and then Saturday, Amelie's folks were like, "Hey, we're doing this." This is super cool, by the way, and you guys should definitely do this in your neighborhood if you like your neighbors at any point in your life. They did a neighbor like bar crawl dinner party. So what they did was there was like 10, let's say just say 10 families involved. This is Amelie's folks. There's like 10 families involved. They had at one stop, they had at some person's house, one of the neighbors' houses, they had an appetizer and drinks. The next house, they did soup and salad and drinks. The next house was dinner and drinks. And then the final house was dessert and drinks. So
wow,
her folks were like, "Hey, can you and Aaron come over to the house and make sure dinner's warm and all that stuff, so that when we show up at that stop, everybody's got hot dinner, and then you guys can jump in with us and go to the last house for dessert." We're like, "Oh yeah, it's great." So we show up there, none of the food is cooked. They're like, "Hey, we're about to head to the first house. You guys got this?"
Oh my fucking god!
For like, I think it was 11 people total.
What was the food?
So we did, like steak tenderloin on the charcoal grill. We did, there was 4 vegetarians in the crowd, so we did vegetarian. It was like a rice bowl that had squash, mushrooms, onions, broccoli, chickpeas, carrots. It had a whole bunch of stuff. And we did steak au poivre, and which is
wow.
So it's the sauce is heavy cream, beef stock, black peppercorn, whole black peppercorns, Dijon mustard. Yeah, so I had to make all that, and none of this is done. So I cooked for like 3 hours on Friday night for a bunch of people, and then 3.5 or probably 4 hours on Saturday night, and then Sunday I finally got a break and like took a nap. But
Sunday I got a break and smoked a brisket.
Yeah. we got and it was great because we didn't know that it was going to be that. We thought they were going to have all the food cooked and we're just going to have to like kind of keep it warm in the oven or whatever, and then help serve it. No, we cooked the whole meal. So
damn.
But it was cool because it was a cool challenge. Like I've
it's fun though. Yeah,
I had my chili cook-off run. 3 golds and 2 silvers in 5 years.
All right.
But I had never been challenged off the cuff like, "Hey, you're gonna, this is you now." And I was like,
I guess they know you can cook. I guess that's nice.
Yeah. And so so I literally had like a notepad. I was like, "All right, give me every dish. I'll get every element. I'll get temperatures. I'll get, all this stuff." Wrote it all down on a notepad. And I was like, I looked at Holly. I was like, "All right, I'm the chef de cuisine. You're the sous chef. Are you ready?" We just started going. So it was kind of crazy. We got kind of, was it Tom Sawyer where he gets screwed by his buddy, or is it Huck Finn?
Huck Finn?
Yeah, where he cons him,
tricks him into painting the fence. Yeah.
So that happened to me this weekend, which was kind of hilarious, but
that's awesome.
It was a good time for sure.
It's a fun cook. Sounds like a fun cook. Steak au poivre is fun to make.
I mean, it sounds a little fancy to me. It sounds like could have handled that situation with a few Jack's pizzas, but
It's so funny. Well, no, it's all so they live
It's taco night.
they live in a
hey, get the
very
taco pizza, bro.
they live in a very nice area with very nice houses. It's all doctors and surgeons.
Oh,
and
some
this-
highbrow.
All right,
So
buy DiGiorno then.
So I had to so I had to be in my A game. I had to be like, I was like, okay, these people aren't gonna, like, every single person was like, oh, I like my steak like this, I like my steak like this. And luckily her
And
her
you're like, oh,
her stepdad, I heated up the grill and I was like, look, dude, you're coming back. You said you were gonna do this. So he helped out the steak, but he was like, well, how do those look? And I was like, well, I'm not gonna cut into them. Do you have a meat thermometer? And so I tested like 20 steaks with a meat thermometer
bro,
to check, because every
slice in them and drain all the goodness out of them.
well, no, he just he left it on me. He's like, he tossed them on the grill, got them charred, got them cooked most of the way through. He's like, all right, check them. And I was like, what do you expect me to cut into them? And I was like, is there a meat thermometer? He's like, oh yeah, in the drawer over by the sink. So I like probed like 20 plus
Nice.
steaks to try.
120s, 125s.
Yeah, we had there were some guys that liked it blue. There was like
Yeah, damn.
110s, 115s, and it's like, oh yeah, perfect. Just breathe on it. I'll eat it.
I just like raw fucking beef.
Yeah.
I don't
Take
like
a
too
take
much.
a
I
cow
don't
and put
like too
it.
much red. I like
take a-
the,
I don't
like
either,
the-
dude. I like a steak, but I don't like. I
I'll
don't.
put
I
mine
like.
off at 135.
Agreed. 135 is my temp.
I'll go-
Medium rare.
It depends on how thick the steak is. If it's a thinner steak, I'll go like 125. I'll go real
Oh
light.
yeah.
I'll go
If it's like
real
a
light on
fucking
it.
thin, teeny, thin little ribeye, I'm
Yeah.
fucking searing both sides and eating it.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a big old fucking maybe 0.75 or 1 pound New York strip, 1.25, doing 135.
Yeah.
Maybe even a reverse sear, probably.
Dude, I don't know why they do thin cuts on ribeye. Like, what is the
I don't
fucking
know.
point
It
of that?
doesn't. It's just. I think it's a weight thing because people don't want to pay for
Yeah,
a
but,
more
like-
expensive thing. A more expensive.
Well, I think
cut
it's
of meat.
like I think my wife like I like the smaller ribeyes. Like sometimes you eat a big steak and you're just like fuck.
Well, I'm
See-
not saying the steak has to be big. I'm saying like they thin cut, like because like obviously like I haven't had like a giant ribeye before. I can't like honestly like I can't ever say like I never had like a ribeye that was like way too big. But I'm
Like
saying like
what-
when they
like
thin,
thickness?
when they're like small and like
Mhm.
fucking like in general, and then they like fucking slice them thin, and it's just like it's like 0.5 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
I think pork chops are
Really?
are.
I
really
like those.
interesting.
I buy those for tacos and Phillies and shit.
Yeah, but
Pork-
if I'm gonna like make a taco, I'm not gonna use ribeye. I'm gonna use like
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of good
Or
fat in
strip
there,
steak.
though.
A lot of good fat in a fucking ribeye for a taco.
I think pork chops are where I draw the line. You have to, in my opinion, you have to have pork chops thick cut. You absolutely
Yeah.
have to, because if they're thin, they're a hockey puck by the time you get the center. Like you're either cooking it way too
Yeah,
hot,
dude.
way too low for too long. Just
Yeah.
do it thick. Get a great, because you don't get a sear before it's on a thin pork chop. If you sear it hard on either side, it's done all the way through and it's a hockey puck.
You can't sear the other side.
Correct. You have to have a you have to, like, we're talking inch minimum, inch and a half. Great. Because then you can get a great sear on both sides. The center's just done. And people do overcook pork chops. I can't remember what that.
Oh, dude, I can't tell you how many fucking cookouts. Like, how many
Pork chops
times? I can't tell you how many times Grandpa's dried out pork chops on the grill, or I've been to family cookouts and it's just a pile of fucking shoes in an aluminum tray.
It's just
You're
it's-
like, I ain't fucking eating that.
yeah, it's hard because you have to have a decent. We've got a semi decent butcher down the street here. Frank's, shout out to Frank's Meat Market in
Shut up,
Frank's
Frank.
Pet.
Grand Rapids. But
Does he package it too?
they'll cut them thick. That's the thing. It's a bunch of teenagers running the store. So I went in for a
Oh,
brisket.
Christ.
I went in for a brisket and I was like, hey, I just need the flat, or I need the full packer. And they're just like, I was like, can I get it fresh? She's like, well, a shipment comes in every Tuesday. We could order it. And I'm like, you ain't got shit hanging in the back. Like there's
dude.
there's no like barely alive shit in the back where you can just cut me off a hunk and like, no,
No, dude, it's not
frozen."
fucking Italy.
Well, and he's like, yeah, there's full briskets over there, and I go, there's this frozen hunk of
$120. Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, and it's massive, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
thaw this for a month before I can
Exactly.
use it. Like,
Yeah. Here's a little hack for steaks. If you guys are looking for steaks that are cheap, look for chuck eyes or Denver steaks.
Yeah.
Denver's chuck eyes are just a full slice of the chuck roast, and then the Denver steak is just the loin part cut out of that. Then they cut them into like really small chunks, and those are fucking marinate them in a little bit of soy sauce. Perfect.
My go-to for steaks, if I'm just like not trying to spend a lot of money, but have a steak is actually top sirloin. Top sirloin. I excuse me. I have round.
You sound like fucking Morty.
I have round is terrible.
Oh, I have round is horrible.
It's fucking rubbery. I mean, I guess I don't even think you could slow cook it. I haven't found a good way to cook it.
You can't do anything with it.
But top sirloin, you can get a decent sear. You can undercook it a little bit, and it's still soft. It's still tender. It's got a good flavor. I like ribeyes, but I don't like paying the price. Well, then you got like the Delmonico's, which there's like very non-specific butcher rules on Delmonico's. Maybe a real butcher would tell me otherwise. And I dare you to if you're listening to this podcast. But
yeah, well, there's not a lot of butchers around these days, unfortunately. It's hard to find a fucking butcher.
And then like also for pig and for chicken, it's just like nobody's got a good angle anymore. I don't know. I went to two different butchers to find a good like Packer brisket, and nobody had anything fresh. It's like, do I gotta drive 2 hours to a farm and pick out a fucking animal for them to slaughter so I can get? It's just like, come on.
Well, the thing is, you don't really want it. Like they don't really sell them fresh because like the average hunk of beef ages for like 21 days before it even hits the shelf. Because if you've had beef that's fresh off a cow, sometimes it tastes like shit. It really does. And it's the same like a deer. Like you kill a deer, you let it hang for a long fucking time.
Well, it also depends on the quality of the meat you're talking about too. You know what I mean? Like if you're butchering a fucking cow that, isn't like a very like high quality cow, you know what I mean? Like
true.
You know what I'm talking about? Like how there's like different qualities of meats.
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking Wagyu,
right.
cow.
Yeah.
It's just some fucking random, steer from the fucking pasture over.
I actually read online that like the like true A5 Wagyu, there's only like and I could be wrong. I read this information.
The true Wagyu only comes from Japan. You can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah, and I've read like, oh, A5, at this restaurant, and I'm like, I read an article that's saying that there's like a restaurant in LA that gets it regularly, and a restaurant in New York that gets it, and everything else is just a fucking half-assed. They cut it from the fattiest part of the cow, sell it at a premium, and it's nowhere even close to what it actually is over.
I mean, you can tell too.
There's a bunch of hybrids. Like a fuck ton of different hybrids, and it doesn't even like. I don't know. Have you ever like seen a picture of like the grade like 5A shit?
Yeah, dude.
Like
crazy.
It doesn't even like look like beef. It looks like a fucking. I don't know how to explain it. What do you? It's just more. It literally has like
it's like marble. It looks like marble, dude.
Yeah. It's like a more fat to meat ratio. Like it's weird.
Yeah, because there's
it's got to just melt in your mouth.
And then there's well, I think the Wagyu that you're talking about is Kobe beef, which Wagyu loosely translated means Japanese cattle. Kobe beef is comprised of a highly prized strain of Wagyu called Tajima Gyu, which are raised to strict standards in the prefecture of Hyogo, which is Hyogo's capital is Kobe. So it's a city in Japan, or it's a province in Japan. In the capital city is Kobe, and that's like what everybody wants is the Kobe beef, which is super marbled. And I've seen some of it in stores, and I've never tried it. I should just buy a $50 steak and just let her eat just to try and figure out what's what.
So the thing is like that's still not like I honestly like if I ever like because I won't lie, like I definitely like bought like Wagyu like ground beef
Yeah.
Mhm.
See,
Like
that's not even
Wagyu.
that's not even
I've had like
worth
a
it.
Wagyu steak before, and like I couldn't really tell the difference because like it wasn't like that high quality of shit. It was like you go to Walmart, like you can get Wagyu beef patties. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
it doesn't.
See,
Yeah.
and doesn't a patty doesn't like a ground beef
Yeah,
patty?
I mean it does, but at the
Ground
same
beef
time,
in
like
general is kind of a fucking atrocity.
I mean,
I'm
like
being honest.
I mean to a certain extent, because like I mean a good burger is like a good, like
I
if you have like a
guess.
really lean meat, you know what I mean? Like your burger is not going to be as it's not going to
Flavorful.
have as much flavor as something that has like 20 to 25% fat. You know what I mean?
The
Like
shit I got for Tony's bachelor party, I got a 10-pound log of beef
Ugh.
from
80-20?
from GFS. No, that stuff was like 70-30 because your Uncle Scott, Chris, was just like, this is really good beef. And I was like, this is from GFS. Like, I bought it in bulk,
Mhm.
but I mean, you look at it and the whole thing was like basically white. It was all fat. I remember the grill at that
The grill
Airbnb.
was just spitting.
It was like on fire at one point because there
Yeah.
was so much grease cut off. But man, those burgers were delicious. I do remember that specifically. And I haven't had an excuse to buy 10 pounds of beef from GFS, but maybe I'll just have to cut it up into chunks and make it into, freeze it in
Yeah.
packets.
That was fun grilling at Tone's bachelor party, but boy, do I fucking hate a gas grill.
Yeah. Well,
it's
I don't
convenient.
know. It's
It's
Sure is
convenient
fucking
though.
convenient.
Convenient.
You want
That's
to
easy
rip some like
cooking.
hot dogs or some burgers real quick, like
yeah,
Burgers and
chicken,
dogs, gas grill.
chicken. Yeah.
Chimkin, yeah.
your chicken, yeah. But
Well,
like
hey,
the
chicken.
charcoal, like I cook a ribeye, man. Like I don't want to cook it I don't want to cook it on a gas grill.
yeah,
No, sir.
little
No,
Like
charcoal.
we have Kelly and I have one of those I mean it's like it has like multiple different functions, but it air fries and like it grills and like it does all the shit. It's like a
Really?
yeah. And like it cooks it like pretty good. Like it's like nice and like
Sears it well? Does it sear it
no,
good?
it doesn't sear it well because it's like doesn't have like the actual like fire
It's not a
to
hot
actually
surface. Yeah, it's just
actually like char it.
evenly cooked.
But it's nice and it's like nice and tender, like the meat.
Hmm.
Obviously, like if you just make sure you pull it out and not don't let it sit in there too long. It doesn't dry out and it's nice and juicy. But
Pull it out.
Yeah,
it
I'm a
doesn't
big
like char. It doesn't like char the skin, and it really doesn't
for steaks.
really
You're
get
saying?
that. It really doesn't cook that fat in that way the same way as it does on the grill. You know what I mean? Where it's like
Yeah.
where
Where
like
it renders
you
it.
take that bite of like a ribeye like right off the grill,
Yeah,
and that fucking
Mhm.
fat just melts in your mouth.
It's
and you also
fucking
have
rendered fat, dude.
you have the taste of the char
And you're
too.
just sitting there, just like, holy fuck. And like you just
Mhm.
feel like you're sweating.
I'm a big cast iron guy for steaks too because I don't have
Yeah.
a grill here at my house. I
Cast
really
iron.
because you can get it ripping hot. You
Fuck
can
yeah.
you can get a
I've
great
been
sear.
Yeah, I've been
man, sear it
actually
up. Do you sear it up and then throw it in the oven? What do you do?
No, I go pan all
Just
the way.
baste it.
If I'm
Just
cooking it,
baste it.
sear and butter based.
butter
Mhm.
based. Yep. Turn that bugger real low.
It just smokes
I'll-
up the kitchen so fucking hard.
It does. Well, that's the thing. I have that Coleman 2-burner, Coleman
Nice.
propane.
Oh, you do it
2-burner.
outside?
Yep. I'll bring it right outside. I'll sear the shit out of it, and then I may bring it inside the butter base because at that point you're at such a low heat, you're not really getting too
Mhm.
much smoke. Shut the doors to the bedrooms and just go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in less than like 900 square feet, so it's a challenge, but
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the reverse sear.
Yeah, me too.
never
That's all
tried
I
it.
can really do on my Traeger.
I've never tried it.
I throw it on, put half at the grill with charcoals, and the other half is there's no char. Like I basically like make it half and half, split it in half.
Indirect. Yep.
Yeah, I put it on there, let it get up to like 100 degrees, not on top of the charcoals, and then as soon as it hits 100, I fucking open her up and
Sear
I
it.
just put it right on top of the charcoals, and it just
Yeah.
fucking sears it up.
I will definitely
So
try that.
good, dude.
I bring it right to like 135 to 140, and I pull it off, let it sit for a couple minutes, and that shit's fucking
Salt, pepper. Just
yeah, just salt, pepper, maybe a
Salt,
little bit.
pepper.
I have some like garlic salt too. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I do salt, pepper, garlic on mine for the most part.
I'm a big
Everybody likes.
I'm a big Montreal steak seasoning.
Oh, that's because you're fucking dating a Canadian, dude.
No, I loved it before her, and I love it after her.
Okay,
real
Frenchie.
shit.
Montreal seasoning. I love the Montreal seasoning on burgers. Actually,
Burgers,
Yeah,
is
Montreal.
good.
Yeah, Montreal rocks. It's fucking just so bold.
It is. It's a lot, but it's very unique. It's like
Yeah.
when you have it,
Oh,
you're
you're
like,
doing
yeah,
you're
that's-
Italian right now, dude.
I'm just saying that's the
That's a
pointed.
spicy meatball.
Well, hey, we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes, so we're gonna shut this fucker down. Are you
So-
guys good to like hang out for a little bit and chat or what?
So
Yeah.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about something like a little bit more important than social media.
Okay.
How do you guys like to cook your fish?
How do I
Ooh,
look to cook my fish? Well, fuck.
depends on the fish.
It
All right,
depends.
let's fucking talk about it.
Okay.
I would say
Panfish. We'll go in like sections. We'll start with like panfish.
sure. Panfish, I'm definitely gonna go with
In the grease, deep fry.
Yep, 100%.
Batter in the grease. Not
fried.
fucking not breaded, battered.
You go battered. You go like
I batter my panfish. I do beer batter, like pancake mix Bisquick. You
Okay.
do 1 cup Bisquick, 1 pack of Shore Lunch, and then 1
Mhm.
can of beer, or like
Okay.
half can of beer.
Okay.
I
I mean, dude, it's also good.
It's a lot of work though. It's messy and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, you get beer battered, you get shore lunch. I mean, tomato. It's all the same to
I
a certain extent.
I do like. I think the last time I did panfish, I think I did. It wasn't beer battered. It was just like bread and flour,
Mm.
egg wash after the flour,
Mm.
and then either shore lunch or breadcrumbs or
Oh,
pancakes.
it's
Yeah,
like a country
because the
fried,
flour dries it
country
out.
fry style.
Yeah, so that's for me
Flour
panfish,
dries
but
it.
it's always I gotta have like hot
Same deal,
sauce,
yeah.
and remoulade, like like a spicy
Yeah.
mayo kind of thing. But
Yeah, you do the dredge. Yeah,
yeah, yep.
I
do you
fuck
got-
with that.
What do you got next, Dylan?
I'd say, well,
Or
I'd say,
I guess Chris.
oh, well, I was just thinking trout. Like, how would you eat trout?
Ooh.
Dude,
Like a
I
brookie.
love
If you caught a
smoked trout.
brookie.
Smoked.
Oh yeah,
I love smoked fish.
Yeah,
You do, hey? Like all sorts?
Fresh. I don't like the shit you buy at fucking stores, dude. Like I do not know what my fucking like mental like
Yeah, about
like
with fish.
Yeah,
what it is
dude,
about me, but
it's
like
weird.
I buy like smoked fish from the store and it's like in a package.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like I just don't fucking like it.
I like.
And it tastes good too. It's just weird. It's like I don't like it for some
I don't know
reason.
what it is, but like I just like I don't like it.
It's always seems like it's more dense when you get it from the store. It's like
And it's like
Yeah.
super it's like sometimes it's like
Fatty, like a big
yeah, it has
fucking
like a
chunk.
oil. It's like oily because like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
got-
it's like to keep it moist,
yeah,
Some sort of
so it
grizzle.
doesn't dry out.
Well, it's because they're doing big old lake fish that are fucking fatty fish. I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying? Like
you
so
get like
for
you're talking like
example,
smoked salmon.
yeah, like I'll go to the store, like you can get like smoked Alaskan salmon. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Out of
I
a
always get
package.
I always get the flavored.
You know what's fucking gross is smoked lake trout. I fucking hate lake trout. It's so
Yeah.
goddamn
Lake
nasty.
trout, yeah, lake trout's interesting. Honestly, I would just treat it as so like bump. All right, what do you guys think about trout? What do you
I think
Before we-
like brookies, rainbows, and
Like-
steelhead to a certain size are best in a pan with butter and lemon and maybe onion if you're feeling crazy.
Yeah, onion,
A
garlic.
little splash of garlic, maybe some
Yeah.
thyme or rosemary.
what about you, Aaron?
I think most recently I did.
I'm hungry.
We went and caught at my buddy's birthday party. We went on a charter fishing trip on last Memorial Day, and we caught a metric fuck ton of fish. It was crazy. The guides were like, "Holy shit, we never caught this many!" Like
Mm.
they said that Memorial Day is actually the weekend to go, so we're gonna go again next year. But anyways, we caught. I think we caught one whitefish that didn't end up in my freezer. We caught Lakers. We caught steelhead, and there was something else we caught. Oh, just various salmon, coho, kings, Atlantic,
Nice.
whatever. So, but I did like a marinade. I did like a spicy chili marinade on the grill, actually. And I've had really fishy steelhead before.
Oh yeah.
And the steelhead that I cooked it with a salmon with that same like chili, like spicy chili, spicy sweet chili glaze on it. And the fucking steelhead was better. The steelhead was better, and I typically love. I'm not a big salmon guy, but
Me neither.
paired up next to steelhead should be way fishier. But I think it was a
Yep.
smaller steelhead, so I would say like steelhead definitely on the grill or in a pan. Salmon probably on the grill. I don't like.
Or in the garbage.
I just baked salmon. Baked salmon is not enough, and I also love like blackened salmon. So like Cajun,
Mhm.
Yeah.
any fish Cajun is good. Like I do like
Blackened fish. I like blackened.
Yeah,
Here's-
like,
when I was-
like I did blackened swordfish tacos. So good. Just
I ate a lot of
There's a lot of-
blackened tilapia when I was on
There's
a
just a
health
lot
kick.
of really good ways to cook fish. You know, like
yeah.
like for example, like if excuse me, holy fuck. If it's like walleye panfish, just deep fry it. Fucking
Oh, hold on.
get it in the
here.
grease.
Walleye. I'm
We're
good.
talking about fucking trout. Like you can I love smoked trout. But also on top of that, you can just like, you know, gut it real fast, throw the whole fucking
True.
fish into a fucking
The
big
whole
old-
fish.
big old thing of like aluminum foil, some butter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I was just gonna say that, dude. The most
fucking
common
lemon,
way,
and just throw that shit in the fucking
wherever.
fire and a fucking grill, wherever the fuck you want.
Yep.
Like
You're
in the
fucking
oven.
under your hood while you're driving, dude.
Trout. That's a very good way to have trout. Is in a
Yeah,
foil.
That's
foil
also
pack.
how I like to, that's like exactly the same way I like to eat my salmon.
Yeah. See,
I
I've
have
done
done
salmon.
foil pack so much, dude. Just like any fish
Never
that I'm
failed.
unsure of,
Never failed.
just fucking throw it in the fucking foil pack.
You don't have to
Fork-
tend to it. You pull it out after like 10. I mean, it depends
Yeah.
how hot the
Yeah,
Fork, open it up, fork tender, you're fucking good,
yeah,
dude.
as long as it's flaking. As long as it's
Yeah.
flaking. And I mean, if
Yeah.
you're catching fresh, damn, you can eat it damn near raw. I actually
Oh,
on
fuck
that
yeah.
on that charter fishing trip,
Sashimi.
we caught a bunch. I mean, we caught everything under the sun in Lake Michigan, and the fucking guides, they clean it all for you, which is super nice because they're just super fast at it. They do thousands of fish a day. So,
Mhm.
but when they cut it out, there was a big strip of salmon eggs, and I was
Mm.
like, give me some of that. They're like, what? I was like, give me some of that. I was like, and so I busted off a piece of it, and I ate it raw. And
You're a fucking disgusting human being.
no, but people say that. But anytime you get sushi, you get what is called masago. It's capelin roe, so it's very very tiny fish eggs. But what it gives sushi is like a buttery flavor. It's all fat. All of fish eggs
Umami?
is just fat. It's just fat, and it's just like they pulled it out. They cleaned it right there, and I grabbed it, and I was like, shit, I should have done sushi on the boat. Like, and these people were blown away. Like, there was a hook caught in a fish's mouth, and like all of the crew were just like, we all busted out of the Leathermans, or like, hey, you need pliers to get that out. They're like, holy shit, you guys can, I chugged a beer through the gills of a lake trout. There's a video. I don't know if I sent you guys that. I have to send it to you. But yeah,
I bet you
Hey.
fucking stunk, dude.
no, it wasn't that bad,
Fishy.
dude.
Oh,
No,
fishy, dude.
no, it came right out of the lake. I mean, it's still covered
Yeah.
in lake water at that point. Chugging a bush light through a fish's gills. And of course, I had the fucking crowd with me. They were like, "Oh shit, dude!"
And the Nelk boys were there, like, let's go.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine if we got our hands on some of those fucks, dude. We'd blow their minds. But anyways, walleye.
Dude, walleye is the king of freshwater fish, I think,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like for
Whitefish.
like eating.
I had some really good whitefish. The fillets they're fucking kind of a bitch to fillet
Mm,
because they're thin. But man, whitefish is very second close to me for walleye.
fuck, dude, I tell you what, I've caught some like 18s, like some like barely like just over legal, like 18s, 19 walleye.
Those are
And you
ears,
just
man.
you get those fucking fillets out, and I don't even foil pack them. I just like make like a little foil tray on the grill.
Yep.
And put butter, and I kind of just like open smoke it and kind of sear it a little bit on both
Yep.
sides. Oh my god.
My personal favorite for walleye is pan fried, not deep fried, but pan fried.
Mm,
You still
shallow.
Yeah, still light fucking breading on it, very light seasoned breading.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And just fucking and
I don't even
Big
own
skin-
a deep fryer. Like
skin
if I,
on.
yeah,
I have a
Me
deep
neither.
fryer that I use maybe twice a year, and it's usually
Never had one.
for fish. And my folks had one. I was like, oh, I'll take that down. And so we did like a fry night. I made like buffalo chicken egg rolls, and like we deep fried like mozzarella sticks, like homemade mozzarella sticks and pickles and shit.
Mm.
But at the end of the night, I'm like, fuck, we're not doing this again for a year.
Yep.
But fish always deep fryer. Like
I like just throwing some fucking grease in the pan
Yeah.
Yeah.
pan frying
I've never
it,
had a
like you
deep
said.
fryer.
yeah, it's nice for some stuff, especially fish. That's kind of the only reason I keep it, is because when I have, like the last time me and the guys from down here caught a bunch of panfish, I think we ended up with like 40 or 50 bluegill and just sunfish, whatever. Had some decent ones. We cut them up, fried them all, and ate them, and that was worth having the deep fryer, because all you got to do
Oh
is
yeah, it makes
show-
easy work
show up
of
with
all those
oil.
fillets.
Especially because you're filleting for like a fucking hour. Like
Oh man,
we're out.
it's always fun catching them and eating them, but holy fuck, cleaning them motherfuckers sometimes
Yeah.
sucks.
It's
Especially
worth.
if you
It's
catch
worth
that
it,
many.
though. Yeah,
That's why I don't go
I'm-
smelting.
I have literally when I would probably say like it's like my either one or two like favorite ways to eat fish is like pan fish, like deep fried, like that. I just good memories.
Nothing better than fucking Friday fish fry at the local supper club, dude.
You know,
You
and
go,
that's
you get
actually
the
a
fucking
thing.
foam container.
I'm gonna have to go through this podcast, because I don't think we're gonna have to stop it at where we stopped at. I think we're gonna have to throw this fish bit in.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
great.
Because you're talking, you go to the fucking local supper
The
club
VFW or the Eagles Club.
or the
See,
Elks.
You see where you run into the problem when you go to these places, like they don't take the time to like
Oh, dude, they're using frozen cod.
they don't put like
Yeah.
the love in it, you know. They
Right.
just do it.
It's
Like
still
they
still
don't put
incredible,
they don't like put
It's
the
still
little extra,
incredible.
they don't put the little extra spices in it. Like
I don't
they
know.
don't do all this little extra shit. You know what I mean?
Where Kilo, where my wife's from on Door County, like all the fish there is like fresh caught perch or fresh caught walleye off of Sturgeon Bay.
Yeah.
And every Friday they do like
Perch
fish fry, and
Friday.
it's always fucking perch
They do
fry.
fish fries in
Oh my god, dude! They
do
just
fish fries and by Wausau.
it's just like full perch fillets fried, like 6 of them, 2 big old pieces of toast,
Yeah,
and a
fries.
big old fries, coleslaw, hopefully.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Mm.
Maybe even a fucking pickle and a wedge of lemon. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I do like the satisfaction of catching, cleaning, and fucking cooking.
True. It
my
feels
fish,
good.
though.
Feels
That's another
good.
thing for sure.
Because it's like it's kind of like you put in the work, right? Like you go fishing, like you buy all the stuff, you go fishing,
Mhm.
you sit there for a few hours, you catch, however many fish you catch,
Mhm.
bring them to wherever you're gonna clean them. You clean them up. Takes fucking 3 hours to get them all cleaned up. You get them in the grease, and then like you eat them, and it's like holy fuck, like
Yeah.
this
I
is
worked
as
for
fresh,
this.
it's
We-
as fresh as it gets.
Last time I did a big fish fry before the whitefish incident this November was in the summer, and we had caught a couple bass, and my dad was always like, I would bring bass home, and he's like, oh come on, like you're gonna clean that and you want me to fry that? And I was
It ain't
like,
bad.
well, yeah, it's not bad. Like I
No.
don't understand why bass gets such like a I don't know if you guys have an opinion on it, but
So
Well,
I had-
because
I had-
you haven't had bad bass yet. That's why.
sure, bad. I mean, I don't know
yes.
what constitutes bad. Is it too big? Is it too like smaller
hot.
fish are typically
Too
better
big
to eat.
out of a hot inland lake.
Yeah,
Fucking nasty.
that's the biggest thing you run into is if they're big and if it's a warm. Like if
Yeah.
you're eating, like for example, like if you're down here in August eating fucking fish
Oh.
out of a pond,
Hell
Yeah.
no.
it's gonna be gross.
Mhm.
It's gonna be fucking bass. Like
Mush.
they're just mushy. It's fucking gross. It's not flaky. It doesn't seem fresh. It's fucking
Mud.
gross.
Yeah,
Yep.
But if you're catching bass out of like a fucking,
cold northern Michigan lake.
for
Smallmouth
example,
bass.
like
yeah.
smallmouth
Spring-fed.
bass
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
in some like spring fed, little pond or like a little
Yeah.
lake or
Like-
something like that. Like at
Like
6
a
miles,
like a
something like that.
like a legal like 1.5 2 pound smallmouth. Not
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I always
But-
with
Like
ba- with-
downstate, Aaron, where that dam, there's a
Oh
Rogers.
yeah, yep.
Always that always has some good
Croton
fish.
Dam is what it is.
Not Rogers.
Yeah, It's on Rogers. You might be right. I can't remember what it is. It's
I don't know.
Rogers or Croton. I know what you're talking about. Though. I know exactly what you're talking
You
about.
get that running water, and it's not stagnant. Yeah, man. It's just,
Yep, nice fresh cold water.
that's the
Yep.
biggest thing is what temperature the water was. Because you
Yeah,
still
my
get
dad.
that warm water temperature, like the
Mhm.
fish ain't gonna be very good.
Yeah.
Well, Jay
No, I
Shine
don't
told
know-
me that
I don't
he's
really
been
know what it
sneaking.
is, like about like the water temperature that, because it really does make a difference. Because like
Yeah,
I can't. 'Cause, like
my dad could tell you.
obviously being down in the south, like you have a lot of dudes that are like catfish, catfish, catfish. They're fucking, they live and breathe
Mhm.
that shit. Like they,
Mhm.
they catch big ass
Everyone down
catfish.
there.
They
Yeah,
do catfish, fucking they fry up catfish, and yeah, it's not bad, but it's still not like
It's a little
it's not
it's
like
slimy.
not great.
it doesn't have that fresh feeling.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, I had the one of the best catfish experiences I had was down in Texas. I was on my way to, or no, it was in Florida. Sorry, it was just past Yeehaw Junction in Florida, and that's a real place.
No, it's not.
I was
I can imagine.
going down to Okeechobee, Florida,
That's
And I-
not a place either.
and I stopped at a gas station, and I needed food before I hit this festival and to do this load in to unload this 26-foot box truck, and I was like, there was chicken or catfish. I'm like, wow, I'm in the South. Let's run some catfish, and I had fried gas station catfish with hot sauce,
Oh boy,
and I never got sick. It was lightly breaded. It was perfect.
solid.
Dude,
It,
I
it,
will
it was
say
it was good. It was slimy. Catfish is a slimy. It's a muddy bottom feeder
Mhm.
fish. That's what it is.
Oh, mud
But-
cat.
But I mean, if you get them like not when they're like monsters, which ideally people that would catch and sell catfish to suppliers would catch monsters because they can sell more. But it must have been a smaller size fish, and it was good. The fillets weren't too
well,
big.
the thing
so
is,
I knew,
thing is though too, if you do a good job prepping, like you get like the breading and batter or whatever the fuck
Yep.
you're making it with. I know sometimes they'll like really like fishy tasting fish. You can soak that shit in Sprite, dude.
Sprite.
Mhm.
I've heard milk. That's what
Yeah.
I've always done is
Milk,
milk.
too?
7-Up too.
7-Up, Sprite, same fucking difference. Like
My
as
dad
long-
soaks his fish in milk.
Yeah, and
Milk.
that's where I heard that is actually your dad. Like anytime you got
Mhm.
a really fishy fish, throw it in milk for a handful of hours, and then do your whole breading, your egg wash
Mhm.
flour.
It's,
bread.
yeah, it's just so fucking nasty, dude. My dad's always got a fucking bowl of fish just sitting in a fridge somewhere.
Well,
Fish
hey,
and
but
milk.
at least it's refrigerated, right? I mean,
Dude.
I've also had. I mean, I've had pickled pike. I've never had like fried or any
Oh,
other
pickled pike fucking rules.
But I will say that pike. I'm well aware that you catch pike in the summertime. Don't just throw them back. Don't cook them.
Yeah.
They're game
Only
fish in the
ice
summer.
pike.
Ice pike.
So
Apparently,
good.
you're in the clear. I haven't had it. And
Anything cold water related, like I'm telling you, bro, if you catch a fish in the winter and you eat it, it's probably gonna fucking taste good.
Mhm.
I do not know what it is about like the cold water and like how it like affects like what their
I see some
quality
of our
is.
Onto buddies are slaying the fucking crappie somewhere. I do not know where, but like 4 dudes limited out. They had a table full like 100 crappie today.
Damn.
I'm
Who
like,
was
oh
this?
my god, Gumpy and his buds.
oh, really? I saw they were
Mhm.
hitting. I saw he caught a bunch of pike the other day.
I wonder if they're on go-go.
I don't know.
you
I don't
know?
even know where you catch
shit-
crappie in Michigan.
Is shit frozen
Me
over
neither.
there? Is shit frozen over there yet? Like,
I don't know. There's a few. The lakes on Drummond are frozen. The lakes in Manistee are frozen.
shut up already.
hmm The inland lakes, well, barely. They're like 2 inches. Indian
Yeah.
Lake has 2 inches.
I saw, Jake McGuire 2 days ago. Shout out to Jake McGuire. He had 1, 2, 3, 6. He had like 10 pike out on the snow, but I don't know if they're out on. I mean, they must be out on the ice somewhere.
Well, no shit, Dick Tracy. How'd you figure that out?
But I mean, he's not on the ice in the picture. He's on hard packed snow. I can see the.
Oh,
dirt
sorry.
underneath.
My bad.
But for
No,
fuck's
I think
sake-
they're out on the ice. I think
So, and I wonder if they're just pickling them or what their method is here. Curious, Jake.
Well,
Jake,
if you know how to cut the Y bone out of a pike, you can pretty much turn it into a fillet, like a walleye fillet. Or
yeah.
they curl up more. It's actually more of like a tougher meat, pike
Yeah.
meat.
Bigger flake
I like
too.
it.
They're
Yeah.
they're more muscly.
I like fucking pickled pike. It's like lobster.
Yeah, see, I've had pickled pike before, and it was just very very chewy, oddly chewy, and it was with onions. It tasted good. I like anything pickled, just about anything pickled. But pickled fish was just like, I was like, okay, what am I really eating here? What's what was the
Derek
process?
Derek Morris, early guy, early episodes for our early listeners. He pickles good fish. He had I can't remember. He had some pickled whitefish and some pickled marinesco. Is that the same thing? Nah.
Marinesco? What?
Yeah, marinesco is a fish. Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
I'm in the dark on this one.
Yeah, people catch marinesco out by Grand Marais too. I don't know if it's a breed of whitefish or if it's a whitefish, but apparently pretty good because I had some and I really liked it.
Marinesco. Oh,
I feel like you
wait.
pickle almost anything though, and it kind of loses. It's like
It takes the edge off.
it like whatever like original flavor like that meat had or whatever the fuck it is had. Like it's kind of get substituted by the fucking vinegar and
Yeah.
I wonder if they
I
call
love pickled shit. Anything pickled is phew, my weakness. Pickled eggs, shut it down. I'll eat 14 right now.
Yeah. I remember was your uncle Uncle Ryan, dude. He had those it was like Labor Day. Me and Jake ate a whole like quart jar of pickled
Dude,
quail
remember
eggs.
remember
Spicy.
at Tony's wedding, Ryan just fucking
Oh,
dropped like
yeah.
3 gallons of pickled eggs off at the
The
bar.
big dog jars. Yeah, dude. Those were
And
so
people are
good.
just fucking digging in. And then the next day, everyone's like, can't figure out why I'm fucking farting and shitting so much. Like, you fucking ate 7 pickled eggs, Jimmy. You drank 14 beers.
That is pickled eggs are the best solution. They're just
Bro.
one of the best snacks. You can have beer
Dude.
nuts, you can have pretzels, you can have whatever, crackers and cheese.
When you're
Pistachios
like
are a good one, but
oh man, when you're 8 beers in and someone pulls out pickled eggs,
yeah, forget it, dude.
Dude, I turned.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
I saw a dude. There was a dude ripping fucking pills in the back room one time.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Oh yeah, side story. Remember when we drug all the equipment out of the basketball court behind that place and blew the lid off the town?
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Penguin! It was Penguin! Nice! Another perfect round.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Distinctively remember getting thrown to the ground when that first one blew up.
Thanks for listening.